All right, hello everyone, meteorologist Tyler Moore with you from 10 Tampa Bay. We're going to take a little bit of time here this afternoon, talk about the cold air that's here right now, what we're going to see for the big weekend heading our way with Gasparilla and the KUMQUAT festival, and then we'll even get into what we can expect for next week. And the hint is it's going to be a nice warm-up heading our way, so some great weather. Really, the cold air is kind of settling in right now, but once we get past tomorrow, the temperatures are going to start to warm a little more. Here's a live look out there right now. This is the Bellwether Beach Resort camera. You can see clear blue skies. Temperatures, again, have been dropping just a bit from yesterday. I say just a bit. It's been about 20 degrees cooler from this time yesterday, but it's 58 right now. We're getting more of that sunshine to mix in. Dew points are in the 40s. As we're kind of breaking down the forecast here, I do have Facebook Live. I've got YouTube up. Any questions that you have about the forecast, feel free to drop a quick comment in there and we'll try to answer as many of those questions as possible through the systems I have just off to my side right here. But let's dive into it. First of all, the cold temperatures. I mean, we're in the 50s right now. We barely sneaked into the 60s for a time being this afternoon. This is colder than just 24 hours ago. That cold front swept through late yesterday afternoon into the evening hours. Temperatures right now are a good 20 degrees colder, even up towards Crystal River, 27 degrees colder than this time yesterday. It's 20 degrees cooler in St. Pete and also 20 degrees cooler in Lakeland. So that cold air is here. It's not too cold. We're not expecting frost advisories or anything like that, like what we've seen with some of the previous cold snaps, but still a chilly night is heading our way as we take a look at the temperatures area wide. Again, it's a lot of 50s and lower 60s, a couple areas towards Sebring where some of that more mild air has been holding on just a bit more, still holding close to 70, but it's 55 right now in Clearwater. That is cool. 61 in Sarasota and 55 also up in Crystal River. Dew points are down. We're seeing dew points generally running in the 40s and a couple 50s here and there, but that's that drier air as it's starting to push in. Yesterday, before those storms arrived, we had some heavy downpours mix in. Dew points were more in the 60s, upper 60s range, but now we've completely dropped off. We're looking at dew points in the 40s as that cooler and drier air has really started to mix in across the area. Here's a look at the temperatures across the U.S. So the last spot really that's holding on to the mild temperatures is way down in Key West. Everyone else is kind of feeling a little bit of a cooler blast of air. It's not an Arctic air mass. Notice you're not seeing temperatures below zero across the Midwest, but still a cooler air mass that's sinking in. And that's why our temperatures have been able to drop behind that cold front that we just saw yesterday evening. I love showing this. This is a comparison between two cities that we're all familiar with. You got Chicago over here. Notice how it's cloudy. They got some fresh snow on the ground. This right here is the temperature trend for highs in Chicago. So tomorrow they're actually getting into the upper 30s. That sounds pretty good for them. But notice as we enter next week, temperatures are going to be only in the teens for highs. Opposite here, St. Pete, you're looking at the clear blue skies that we have out there right now. Temperatures one last day tomorrow will be in the 60s, and then Saturday and into next week, we're looking at temperatures in the lower 80s. So a big difference, lower 80s versus upper teens, and you can see the beautiful shot that we'll take here in Florida any day, anytime. Even the 60s is a lot better than what they have out there towards parts of the upper Midwest. Here's a look at the radar and satellite right now, clearing the skies out nicely. We did start off with some areas of clouds earlier on this morning. Now just a couple high clouds over parts of Pinellas and Hillsborough County and towards Manatee and Sarasota, but most of the area is seeing more of that sunshine. The thing with clear skies, though, is temperatures will be able to drop a little bit more at night. When you have that cooler, drier air, clear skies allows for all the radiational cooling to leave once as the sun does set. So I'm going to expand out here, and I want to show you where our cold front is from yesterday. You can see it right here, kind of sinking further and further down to the south, but here's the cold front right along there. Kind of what's left of it. It's not as strong as it moves further to the south. Temperatures tend to moderate on both sides, so that's why you're seeing a few more clouds towards South Florida, Southwest Florida, towards the Miami area, picking up a couple raindrops for today. But that's pretty much behind them now as that front will continue to move south. But made its way pretty far south through the state, so even places like South Florida are feeling some of the cooler and drier air also mix in across the area. All right, let's go kind of hour by hour here, and we'll break down kind of what you can expect for the rest of this evening. So here's through this afternoon and evening, mostly clear skies. Temperatures will be in the 50s. That breeze out of the northwest will be continuing across the area. So it will be a cool breeze, a little bit of a wind chill as you step outside throughout this evening and into the overnight hours tonight. Moving forward in time here, we do have the temperatures drop further. Notice by tomorrow morning, we're likely looking at the 40s. You can see some of that cooler, drier air continue to push in along the front down to our south, still seeing some clouds for Friday. But then watch what happens as we enter towards Friday evening. Temperatures start to get a little bit warmer. We're heading into the upper to middle 60s, so maybe a couple degrees warmer than what we saw for today, and still plenty of sunshine to go around. Then as we work our way towards the weekend, Saturday to Sunday, we could see a couple clouds start to build in late Saturday. I think this model's overdoing it a bit. I think we'll still see mostly sunny skies across the area. Temperatures will be cool Saturday morning in the 40s, but we will start to warm those temperatures up for Saturday afternoon. I think we will see more sunshine throughout the day on Saturday, which is great news for Gasparilla and the KUMQUAT Festival going on. Tonight, though, again, that cold air still holds on. Low temperatures across the area. It's going to be cold tomorrow. I'm warning you now. Grab the jacket if you got to take the dog out in the morning. You want to get a walk in before you head into work on Friday. Temperatures will be in the upper 30s towards the Nature Coast. That's the one area that we are likely going to see some 30s mix in. As you head inland for low temperatures tonight into tomorrow morning, you're looking more low to middle 40s across the area, and then towards the coast, upper 40s and even close to 50 as that water temperature will moderate just a little bit more across the area. Okay, let's talk about rain chances. We know the cold air is here for tonight into tomorrow. And then really Saturday and into next week, we have a warming trend. With that warming trend, there is going to be a weak system that passes through late Sunday into Sunday night. We're only really giving it about a 10-20% chance of rain. The highest rain chances with that system are actually going to stay off to our north, Nature Coast and towards North Florida, as the center of the low pressure will pass there, or the wave of energy passes through. So really we're looking dry for Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. We'll watch that isolated chance for rain shower. Then Monday and Tuesday, we're also looking to be on the drier side too. But the bigger story across our area is going to be the temperatures. The cold is here now, but look at where we're heading. There's the mid-60s for tomorrow. We're back in the 70s by Saturday. So remember, all the events that we have going on Saturday looking fantastic. And then we're in the 80s for Sunday into the beginning of next week. And really no significant drop in our temperatures until maybe Friday next weekend. So really looking warm and mild as we enter next week. But not everyone across the country is going to feel some of those warmer temperatures, right? We just saw most of the Tampa Bay area is heading into the 80s. We're in the red here. That means above average temperatures. This is looking at the next 6 to 10 days. Look at this colder shot of air that is likely for a large chunk of the northern half of the United States. So places like Chicago, St. Louis, Denver, Minneapolis, Fargo, up into Montana, likely going to see a good shot of polar air heading their way with below average temperatures likely. You can see the contrast really splitting off here from pretty much, say, parts of Texas, and then as you head into the mid-Atlantic. Everyone south of that will hold on to some of the warmer temperatures, and it's all the pattern that's going to set up. We have kind of a trough that's going to build here, and then a ridge that kind of lifts off, and that's where we're going to see the jet stream set up. And the jet stream normally this time of year separates the cooler air to the north and the warmer air down to the south. So this is just a snapshot of this colder shot of air that's heading our way. This is Monday morning at 7 a.m. Notice some of these colors here. Anywhere where you see the colors, you're going to see feels like temperatures below freezing. None of that here in Florida or the southeast. Look at some of the feels like temperatures in the 50s and 60s. You head further north and west though, and look at how cold it gets very quickly. Head towards St. Louis Monday morning, only going to feel like 7, up towards Minneapolis, 18 below for the feels like temperature. International Falls Monday morning. Right now the model's predicting a feels like temperature or a wind chill value down to 45 below. And some of that cold air does sink all the way down into northern parts of Texas too. But you can see again the jet stream kind of cutting off between the two there. And that will also keep some of the storm systems further off to the north, which is why we will stay on the drier side too over the next several days. Obviously a big weekend heading our way. We like the warmer temperatures. Saturday for Gasparilla is going to kind of be that transition day. It's going to be the day where you almost have to dress for 2 different seasons. Saturday morning, still going to see 40s across the area. Saturday afternoon, we're looking at the 70s, a lot of low to mid 70s across the area. Beautiful day, mostly sunny skies. That drier air will also still be around. Obviously, a lot of Gasparilla is going to be on the ground on some of the parade routes, but also out on the water. Things could be a little bit choppy still. We're still going to see a pretty good breeze out of the northeast. Right now, we're looking at the bay to be pretty choppy, maybe a moderate chop to choppy seas around 2 to 3 feet. The good news, we don't have any advisories yet, but we'll be watching to see if any advisories do get issued. I don't think we're going to be at that criteria, but it will be a bit bumpy out there on the water. As you can see, that pretty good breeze out of the northeast at about 15 to 20 knots there. Maybe you're not a big Gasparilla fan. Maybe you want something a little bit more relaxed, laid back for Saturday. Dade City is looking pretty good. Historic downtown, you got the KUMQUAT festival going on, upper 60s for highs. It will be a little bit cooler in some areas, but the morning hours, you see the time frame here, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Morning hours, you're probably looking at more of the 50s. Afternoon hours will be more 60s, as that sunshine is going to take some time to go to work as we start off again in the 40s for Saturday morning. So a breezy and mild day, but again, the morning hours are looking pretty good, even into the afternoon, as we'll see that sunshine stay with us. Maybe a few clouds mix in late in the day, but overall, it is looking pretty good. Here's the next 12 hours across the area. Again, we've been talking about the cool down. The cold air is here. You can feel it as you step outside. We've been in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Steadily dropping down the stair steps tonight to the middle 40s, likely across the Tampa area. Upper 40s, close to 50 towards St. Pete beach locations. And then as you head inland, you can probably take a couple degrees off of that, more closer towards the lower 40s, maybe some upper 30s again towards the nature coast. So we are looking at that cooler stretch of weather to continue for tonight. Now it also continues into Saturday morning. You can see the low temperatures on Saturday, 40s still across the area, but again, we got more of that sunshine, temperatures getting into the lower 70s. As you can see, as we head towards Sunday, temperatures will be in the 80s, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, also looking at the 80s across the area. So a pretty nice stretch of weather heading our way as we enter the weekend. And again, there's no real cool down heading our way. This 7-day kind of shows a little bit more of what we got going on for today too. So lower 60s continue for today, 60s continue for tomorrow, lower 70s for Saturday, and then lower 80s on Sunday. And that nice mild stretch of weather will be here for most of next week. Again, maybe the next cool down late next week and towards next weekend, but just a nice stretch of weather. Get outside, enjoy. If you like the cooler weather, you got it here for the next couple of days. If you want that warming trend, we do have that for this weekend and into next week, almost getting back to kind of that beach and pool type weather, as also the UV index is going up. If you're stepping outside and it's a sunny day, that UV is starting to push closer towards 5, 6 in the afternoon, early afternoon hours. So keep in mind, grab that sunscreen. It's easy to get burnt because the temperature does not impact the UV index. That's a lie. If it's cool outside, it just depends on the time of year and sun angle and how much cloud cover. As long as the sun is at full strength for the day, you can still get burned even with temperatures in the 60s. So keep that in mind too. Even if it's cool out there for Gasparilla, make sure you put some of that sunscreen on across the area with temperatures sitting in the 80s. So again, we are looking pretty good for the next several days. We are going to see those temperatures start to cool tonight, and then a nice warming trend as we work our way through the weekend. Hope everyone has a great